Welcome to another day of Ether Raids. We're taking on Tadicus. And we're going to be using Sita here. Man, I really enjoy using the Sita, and I think I've said this before, but I think she's going to age really well, which is why I've given her the +1 to all stats thing from whatever that horse, that whatever you call it, I gave her. I was about to say what it's called. I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, no, let's move on. So she has the little companion thing now. It looks pretty cool. I like it. It's a really decent cosmetic addition. Yeah, we're just gonna put her in front and have her try to solo this map. Shouldn't be too difficult since the majority of this is a cav layout, so Sita should be okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna get the pots and call it a day from there. Yeah, man, I've been putting a lot of hours into trying to get 4 teams ready for SDS, and it's always so difficult to do, man. I feel like my teams, or the team, or at least one of the teams that I said that I had down pat that I was guaranteed going to use that team, is a little bit, it's already fallen off in like what, 3 weeks. It's like not good enough for me to like really put into practice. So I feel like I have to build 4 teams again from scratch, and it's really annoying because I didn't realize that SDS was this week, so I don't know when I'm gonna actually play my games. I'm losing so much sleep over this. This is by choice, so I guess I am the one to be blamed. But yeah, so far, just like in playing SDS matches, I'm seeing a lot of that new Tamara. I'm seeing a lot of Tamara, and because of the save skill being, or assigned decoy being the captain skill, I'm seeing a ton of that, a ton of assigned decoy. So if you got like Loki, you probably want to put duo Thor, I mean, or Loki. Loki works really well for that as well. I tried to build a team around Loki and, you know, Katria and try to get it to work that way, but Loki just didn't hit hard enough, unfortunately, so had to drop her. It's kind of weird, man. It's so weird. Like, she does a ton of damage, but like attacking into Fjorm, who, you know, like personally, I'm probably gonna ban Fjorm personally, just so that I don't have to deal with that. But attacking into Fjorm, she doesn't really do much. And then, like, just going through some of the matches, I actually realized that she doesn't have flash. It's only on the special effect that she gets the flash, which I thought was rather unfortunate. I actually needed her to have flash for like the Alphonse matchup and a couple of other matchups that she might come across. Even though she doesn't actually do any damage to Alphonse, I really actually would have preferred if she had the flash, just for that safe initiation. So I don't know. I'm probably gonna, I don't know. Like, I'm still trying to build a team with Katria.
Lend me your strength.
Even now, I feel like the new Thea that came out recently on the ice skating banner is miles better than Katria. It's really just crazy how different the two of them are in terms of like performance. Even though they do the exact same thing, the triangle attack gimmick, Thea just actually kills things, which is refreshing. Katria is like no quarter. I don't know what beast. Maybe I should give her Potent to see if I can get her to actually kill things, because that is currently my biggest problem with her. She's just underperforming in that category. So yeah, maybe I'll give that a try. But then what do I do with Cancel? You know, I kind of need her to like. I don't know, man. Katria, building a good Katria ball is kind of a challenge, and trying to find the right units to peer around her because she's so wet noodly. It's difficult. There's so many different pairings that I could try, and then there's so many of them that just don't work. Again, she doesn't pierce the R, and she has low damage output, so you got to compensate for those two things by pairing her with units that actually do those two things, and it's very hard to come across units that can perform those specific tasks for you. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. looking at the bonus units,
I'll get us there.
I'm seeing Shez. But Shez doesn't really fit in the team. Shez is also another wet noodle. I mean, he takes out Jimbro, but so like currently the team that I have is Katria, Ike, I put Fjorm on there, the new Fjorm, and then I put Violet and Jimbro, and none of those units really kill Ike aside from Jimbro, and he's kind of like 50-50 with it. It's whether or not he gets the special off. So yeah, real hard times, man, real hard times. But these are just like irrelevant struggles. They don't really matter too much. I'm just being uber competitive. I'm just looking at the team, and I think what I'll do is I'll build another team and then see what units I have left over to see if I can just try to make this catcher team better somehow, because it doesn't feel powerful to use, if you understand what I'm saying. As opposed to the other team that I built with Thea, in terms of a similar catcher ball, but it actually performs 10 times better. In terms of just being able to take things out. So, I don't know. That's for future me to figure out. Right now, we're just going to get rid of this Alphonse in a little bit. He's doing his best to stick around, but yeah. Sita is just like way too strong to, to cave into this. I kind of wanted to use Brave Erica in some capacity, but her speed stat is just so middling that it doesn't even matter if you put her in or not. She just, like, even though she has that advantage effect, her speed is just not good enough. She needs a ton more speed to actually make that advantage work. So I typically try to stay away from her in SDS matches. Like when I'm building teams, I typically go for either blue units or red units. Depending on who's available. And there really aren't that many red units that are like good enough to work. I mean, you can probably like try to give Lucia a shout, and then you can probably like Summer Volveg, I would think, is another one, but not that many. But yeah, a lot of assigned decoy. Again, Dual Thor is going to be your best friend in this SDS run. I can picture that much. And also, if you're using that strategy, ban Thor, she's going to be a problem. Ban Thor, ban Loki, those are going to be your two biggest nemesis. But I don't really see a lot of people, I don't anticipate a lot of people using Loki, so that might not be too much of a problem. The thing about the Nurgle matchup into Assigned Decoy is that, yes, Nurgle steals your buffs, but sometimes when he does it, or when the opposing team uses their Nurgles to steal your buffs, it ends up messing with their team composition, and it's kind of like what Groot does, and gives Assigned Decoy to the wrong units. So it makes it a little easier for you to attack sometimes. So there's that to consider. In terms of Nurgle might not be the worst thing in the world to come across if you're running the Assigned Decoy strategy. But yeah, we're pretty much done for this one. I think I'll do my double match today, because there's no reason to hold it off any longer, I think. Let's play one more. Alright, here's our second match for the day. We're taking on Kaminami. We're just going to use Sita again. Let's see how she performs. So, I noticed that they actually removed the 400 cap for the Ather, which is actually insane. I didn't realize that it was such a big problem that they couldn't resolve it. Kind of like they did with the Chaos Season glitch. So they just removed the cap entirely. I anticipate that they'll probably bring it back, because they did announce that it's going to be like a permanent change, so I'm pretty sure that they're going to bring it back at some point once they figure it out. But yeah, that's pretty rough. A lot of people were hard done by that change. Fill out of the vault. I think DTM, if I'm not mistaken, got hit by it. So yeah, it's tough to see.
Close your eyes.
Hold on, let me check this real quick.
One future.
Sorry about that. So yeah, where was I? So yeah, a lot of people are probably going to be, were rather hard done by the change. So it's probably going to be a lot easier to make top 1K, top 3K this week, even though that doesn't really matter. Such a small group of people for the amount of people that are actually playing the game. But
where shall I go?
yeah, so that's probably what's going to happen this week. For this one, I mean, I stepped on the real trap because it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna heal it all back anyway. I'm just trying to rush through this so I can go back to like figuring out what to do with my SDS
I will be
teams.
cautious.
I
can do this.
don't know. Let's see what goes on here.
I am the answer.
Count on me.
I've been really like just enjoying the buffs that I get from Ashera, but unfortunately, I think that for some matchups it might be too many buffs. Because if you were to like Nurgle me on this team, that would be the worst thing in the world because of how many buffs she has. And then also Tina can like just target her and steal everything. So
Close your eyes.
she has a lot of positives in terms of just the support that she offers, but I think that there's also negatives in terms of just like it being a little bit too crazy. How dependent I feel like this season Astra Anima is on status effects. Even on defense, there are just so many new additions to the status effects that are being passed around in this season. It's really like compared to Light Dark, I think Light Season has more status effects than Dark Season. We really need some new Dark mythics. Like the majority of them are like really bad. But yeah, this season is really buff heavy. In terms of the status effects, so I do like to take advantage of it. So there's that. I've been trying to do like a couple different configurations with
I'll get us there.
Legendary Nana to see if I can get her to like take out a couple units with the Shield Fighter build. She's really like consistent when you're able to get her to get off her special. Like let's say on the first hit, like with Rally Spectrum, typically she gets kills, but like against like some of the blue armors, which is like pretty common, Hector, Gatry, people have been turning Amelia into a near save as well, so a lot of those are pretty common, and she just doesn't really do enough to take them out because she doesn't get she gets 20% true damage, but it's based off her own stats. She really wanted it to be based off the enemy stats so that it would scale better, kind of like what Brave Seliph does. Yeah, so she's typically hitting like 10s or 0s to 10s on those blue units, which is not the greatest. So you don't really want to use her as an initiator in those circumstances. Well, I guess you probably could because it is more than likely going to get her into the Wings of Mercy range. But if you're just looking for a unit that you're going to use to just take out opponent nerf saves, you're probably going to be looking more towards Harmonic Carla, who does it a lot more consistently. Okay. There we go. Back to full health. But yeah, it's... Oh, I didn't get my special off. The Veil. What does this mean? That's Pathfinder. Is this the full 45? Come on. Get some... Oh, she's dead. Get some TR. She did exactly the 45. That sucks. Oh, man. How come I didn't get any damage reduction there? Exact 40... Well, 41... So it's just like 4 overkill. Man, Veil on defense working out for the enemy. That's crazy. Really annoying. I didn't want to play another match after this. It's like I'm gonna have to. What happened here, man? She out-resed me.
Yes.
Oh, that's annoying. Alright, let's try this again. We're gonna use the same team against Kanji here. This time we're gonna... Oh, okay, yes. We're gonna try to get this together and actually try to pay attention this time, because that's really what caused me to throw there. Actually, no, it wasn't that. It was the fact that, well, kind of, yes, I didn't get my special, so that, yeah, that's what happened there.
As you
but
say.
yeah, let's do this real quick so I can get back to putting together these SDS teams.
I'll get us there.
And then get out of here. I don't think I'm going to be able to play on Friday because I'm going to be too tired. And I'm going to need to like do some warm-up matches before I actually start my run. I don't know, man. I feel pretty optimistic about this one. I've also been seeing not a lot of shield fighter near save, but I have been seeing a ton of near save armors, but they're not running shield fighter, because what I've noticed is that you don't actually need shield fighter for any other game mode except Ether Raid's defense. It's very situational. The reason for that is for offensive, when you're attacking or when you're in control, you get your Pavis Aegis pre-charged by Hardy Fighter, just regular Hardy Fighter. So Shield Fighter is really more like a premium thing. It's not. I'm not discrediting it, saying that it's bad or anything. I'm just saying that for everything else outside of Ether Raid's defense, you don't actually need it, which is kind of crazy. Especially if you're near saving, it's not a requirement to run Shield Fighter. It was pretty cool to notice that, because I was trying to use my Shield Fighter Hector in Summoner Duels, and I was like, well, because you have to use it with Sacred Cow instead of, Escutcheon instead of Pavis, 3 cooldown versus 2. Damage output, of course, 30% is way less than 50% DR cut. So I swapped out to Pavis, and then I realized that, I didn't need the Shield Fighter to begin with. So, because you're not like you have the turn, there's no opponent attack first, then you attack. It's just go, go, go. So there's no, it pre-charges, so you have the advantage there in terms of just being able to take that hit and then counter and then take the hit. And then if you're going to get hit 4 times in a row, you're just going to lose anyway. So it doesn't matter if you have Shield Fighter or Hardy Fighter in that situation. If you get outsped, you lose. And that's pretty much one of the what I want to say, constants of Ether Raid.
Where shall I go?
That hasn't changed. Unless, you're like using something like Hardy Bearing. But yeah, that's great to see. How do I do this here? I'm going to send Sita up top, or should I send Erica? I don't know. Erica does a terrible job of tanking the Great Ether.
Understood.
But with enough health, she typically survives, so
I can do this.
I guess this might be the best setup.
Faith.
Like this. Alright, let's see what happens here.
I am the answer.
And this is just to avoid Silica. Alright, let's see what Erica can do here. Whoop, this is gonna be a big hit. It looks like 38. That's a lot of damage.
All I've got.
If she had Hardy Bearing, she probably would have done more damage here, but then advantage, you probably don't want to do that. Ooh, 52, okay. At least we survive. We don't heal as much as I would have liked for us to heal, but we're not gonna die here. No Seer Disrupt Echo is really the best skill in the game. Or one of the least. Okay. Ooh. This looks bad. Wait. Oh, we get the even though we're getting outsped. That is... Wow, it must have been really, really close. Alright, well, she survives. How do I get out of this now, though? This is not a good position to be in. She doesn't have no follow-up. She's going to get hit again by Ike. Not good. We need to run
I will be
away.
cautious.
And also, Ike has the Celica ring, so he is going to get pretty far. Give me a sec. Let me try to figure this out.
Understood.
By the way, I'm pretty sure that you guys would have seen Joel and Joel's video with PM1 on the complexity creep that has been going on for the past half year, 9 months ish. I thought it was fantastically done in terms of like just looking at the breakdown of all of the skills we've gotten, all of the unit types we've gotten. Yet again, just another fantastic video. The skills were really what stood out to me. There was a big jump in the amount of new skills that we've gotten. I think really they should probably slow down because there isn't like a glut, or there's no need to go as fast as they're going in terms of just putting out new skills into the game.
I am the answer.
There can be like months where we get like maybe one new skill and I'd be fine with that. That's not like the worst thing to happen, but yeah, I definitely think there's space for them to tone it down. I think just looking at it from that perspective, I can understand a little bit more why they released this new unit type that Reagan is, because it's a unit type that doesn't really give you anything aside from maybe they put a new skill on it, cosmetics, and it's not like the most overpowered new unit. In comparison to like emblems and the fact that with Ascendeds you get the floret that boosts your stats. I think if they had done florets in a similar manner, they wouldn't have had to introduce this new unit type, because the two of them are pretty similar in terms of what you're getting out of it. It's just that with one you get an accessory. I feel like, and stat distribution aside,
Understood.
I feel like I prefer
As you say.
this new unit type in comparison to Ascendeds. I feel like they could put out more Ascendeds, but then that would mean putting out more florets, and they may not want to, because that boosts the overall power in the game just by doing that. So +1s is not like gonna hurt anyone really. And it's only like once per unit, which they didn't clarify in the video, but we were able to figure that out eventually. But I really do like it because it gives them the leeway. Like, you might look at it as a bad thing, but for me, I think it's positive.
No holding back.
They don't have to put out a new rearmed and a tuned unit every single month, or every other month, because just looking at how powerful those unit types are, like just look at Sita, for example. She has been out for like a couple of months now, even Erica, and they're still kicking. Like, I feel like they're second to emblem heroes, and there needs to be some more disparity in terms of just like attuned, rearmed, and those unit types in comparison to the other unit types that are like coming out in the regular pool. And I don't see a problem with that. Primarily because, like, if they start releasing them like heavily, you're gonna have just so many of them in the game, and you're just gonna start comparing them with each other, and it's gonna make it so that units in the regular pool are like devalued, heavily devalued, to the point where you no longer want to pull units in the regular pool. And also on top of that, the fact that they are running out of like unit selections for some game titles, so it makes sense for them to go this particular route, especially like for Shadows of Valentia. To be able to add a new skin on a unit, it makes total sense for them to do that. So yeah, I don't think it's like the worst thing upon just reevaluating it. I just think that they went about it the total worst way possible. They could have done it a lot better in terms of introducing the unit type. But we get what we get. It's not like the Reagan.
Yes.
Very good unit. Like I haven't like really just gone all out in terms of testing her in SDS and all the other game modes, but she's actually really good. She actually can like solo some emblem Ikes depending on like the merges and stuff. And she does like a really good job into a lot of units that you wouldn't think that she would take out. She does a good job taking them out. So I really like her. It's to be seen what
Where shall
because
I go?
there's no
As you
guarantee that
say.
they constantly use heroes characters for that roster. They can use
What
other
shall we
units
do?
too, so I don't know if they're going to go like
I will be cautious.
ideally I would imagine that they
I'll
would
get us
go to games like Shadows of
As
Valentia,
you say.
Sacred Stone, stuff like that, just to get more units introduced into the game, unit alts introduced into the game. I mean, yeah, you can argue that we have a ton of seasonal banners as well,
I
but
am the answer.
I feel like this is another option so
shall
that
we
you
do?
can get
Understood.
your
I will be
units
cautious.
powered up some more.
Yes.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because we've already had
Why
like,
not?
I feel like we're even running out of units. It's going to be like the same
There
units
is
on the
but
season,
one
on
future.
seasonal,
I am the
or less
answer.
popular units on seasonal banners moving forward. So I generally don't see anything wrong with it. I really like the addition. So let's see where they go with that. Fagado is fantastic. Fagado is very, very good. I'm highly pleased with him as a unit. So there's that. Let's see how the rest of the week goes, man. GG's. See you in the next one.